morning, welcome to CATEX TV. My name is Frank Fortunato. Today is Wednesday, September 2nd, 2015. If you want to follow us on Twitter, go to CATEX TV. Well, it seems that insured losses from the Tianjin, China explosion are now expected to possibly hit as much as $3 billion. Initial, very provisional estimates of the insured loss in the immediate aftermath of the blast back in August capped the loss out at prospectively $1.5 billion. But it seems likely now that the damage to commercial buildings, including warehouses and manufacturing facilities, will contribute to a much larger loss. In addition to the 18,000 or so vehicles that were destroyed, this is now thought to be falling on the local property market. Information is beginning to flow through to reinsurers very informally from Chinese insurers. It seems likely that right now the biggest components of the reinsurance losses on the international market are going to come from the big surplus treaties that were written by Chinese ceding companies. A number of Chinese risk treaties have already been written off as total losses by reinsurers, and major losses are also expected to flow through to cat excess of loss covers that represent the last line of defense for Chinese insurers. Two of the biggest uncertainties around the ultimate net loss are the cargo containers and the business interruption claims. They don't know what's in the cargo containers yet or the status of the goods there. Arthur J. Gallagher has hired Sue Langley as non-executive chairman of the Gallagher Holdings UK board. Langley had formerly been with Hiscox and with the UK government. She's a well-known figure in the London market and had also been a very senior official at Lloyd's. 8 people have died in an apartment fire in Paris at the foot of Paris's famed Montmartre Hill. Apparently, it's a case of arson. A man has already been detained. It was the second time last night that fire officials had been called to the scene. So there's a strong suspicion of arson. 100 firefighters were involved in battling the fire. Speaking of fire, the American West continues to burn. An unusually hot and dry summer has led to a widespread drought that is not conducive to anything but forest fires. Apparently now the National Interagency American Fire Center says that 72 large fires are currently extant in the United States, consuming over about 1.6 million acres. There are currently 27,000 people working 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, fighting the fire. For the first time since 2006, active duty military troops have been called up to assist in fighting the blazes. There was a magnitude 4.2 earthquake in Washington state near the site of Grand Coulee Dam, the largest U.S. hydropower facility in northeastern Washington state. It occurred yesterday afternoon. It also was in an area where people are fighting a wildfire. It prompted an immediate inspection of the facility, but no visible damage was found. The Grand Coulee Dam supplies power to 11 western states. In the United States, economic news, businesses added 190,000 jobs in August. This is according to automatic data processing, the payroll processor. It's a possible sign that the American labor market will continue to post solid gains despite market turmoil and growing concerns about China's economy. Also, the Labor Department said that worker productivity in the U.S. increased at an annual rate of 3.3% in the April to June quarter. This was a rebound from the first quarter when worker productivity had fallen to 1.1%. So the American economy continues to perk along, and as of right now at least, the Chinese economy is sort of flat because the stock market has been closed for the rest of the week. As President Xi Jinping celebrates the 70th anniversary of the end of World War II in Beijing. The central part of Beijing has been closed down. It's a veritable ghost town. This is in preparation for the parade tomorrow of 12,000 Chinese troops to showcase the nation's rising military might for a global audience. The Communist Party has spent months planning for the parade. Meanwhile, the martial spectacle that's going to rumble through Beijing tomorrow is going to be viewed only by a handful of foreign leaders, including one indicted by the International Criminal Court. Vladimir Putin will be there. They met with Chinese officials and rested in upscale hotel rooms today before tomorrow. This parade comes at a critical time for Mr. Xi. The plans were announced back in January, but the events follow a summer of crises for him, notably the stock market crash, the currency devaluation, and the explosion in Tianjin. Mr. Xi is coming to the United States later this month for his first state visit. So at least we know that there are not going to be any stock market drops in China because the stock market's closed. That's the news for today. If we have any breaking news, we'll come back and tell you. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow.